Beware of Girls by Tony Blundell. Once upon a dark, damp evening, deep in the forest, a hungry wolf sat in his cave reading a book about little girls and grandmas. The wolf was not very good at reading, but the pictures made him feel very hungry indeed, and they gave the wolf a brilliant idea. So the very next morning, the inspired wolf trotted down the path out of the forest and knocked upon the door of a little girl's cottage. The little girl opened the door just a crack and looked the wolf up and down.
Cottage!
"Hello, little girl," said the wolf. "I'm your grandma, and I've come for my breakfast. May I come in?" The little girl's dog started barking. "Wolf! Wolf! Wolf!" "Be quiet, Rexy," she said. Then she gave the wolf her long, thoughtful look and said, "I really don't think you can be my grandma, because my grandma always wears a big, pretty, flowery dress, and she always brings me a big basket of newly laid eggs and a jar of runny honey and a warm, crusty loaf for my breakfast." And saying that, she shut the door in the wolf's face. "Oh, does she?" said the wolf, and then quickly changed it to, "Oh, do I?" And he raced off up the road to see what he could do about it. When the wolf got back to his cave, he rummaged through all his boxes and trunks till he found a big, pretty, flowery dress which used to belong to his grandma, and he wriggled himself into it. Then he visited the beehives and the chicken huts and the bakers. Soon the wolf was back again knocking at the cottage door. "Hello, little girl," he said. "I'm your grandma in a big, pretty, flowery dress with a basket of newly laid honey and a jar of eggs and a warm, runny loaf, and I've come for my lunch. May I come in?" The little girl took the basket and sniffed the warm bread hungrily.
Sniff!
Her little dog was jumping up and down and barking, "Wolf! Wolf! Wolf!" "Oh, Rexy, do be quiet," said the little girl. Then she gave the wolf her long, thoughtful look and she said, "I really don't think you can be my grandma, because she always wears a big feathery hat, and she always brings me a big bowl of yummy trifle for my pudding." And saying that, she shut the door in the wolf's face. "So I do," said the wolf, who was beginning to get the hang of this game, and he raced off up the road to see what he could do about it. When the wolf got back to his cave, he burst open all the cushions and pillows until he had enough feathers to make a big floppy feathery hat. Then he got out the food mixer and the bowls and custard powder and mixed up a bowl of yummy trifle. It was not long before the wolf was once again knocking on the cottage door. "Hello, little girl," said the wolf. "I'm your grandma in her big feathery dress with a yummy flowery hat and a pretty bowl of trifle, and I've come for my tea. May I come in?"
Cottage!
The little girl took the bowl of trifle and dipped her finger in it. She said, "Yummy." Rexy was going potty. "Wolf! Wolf! Wolf! Wolf!" he barked. "Rexy, don't be so silly," said the little girl. And once again she gave the wolf her long, thoughtful look and she said, "I really don't think that you can be my grandma, because she always wears bright red high-heeled shoes, and she always brings me a bag of sticky toffee and a great big chocolate cake for my tea. Oh, and some doggy treats for Rexy," she added. And saying that, she shut the door in the wolf's face again. "Oh yes, I must have forgotten," growled the wolf through gritted teeth, and he set off again to see what he could do about it. When the wolf got back to his cave, he searched through all his old trunks and boxes till he found a pair of his grandma's high-heeled shoes, which he wriggled his feet into. Then he made some sticky toffee and a great big chocolate cake, and he didn't forget the doggy treats. So it was a rather tired and sticky wolf who came knocking once again on the cottage door. "Hello, little girl," said the wolf. "I am your grandma, in her big sticky dress and her bright red hat and her pretty chocolate shoes with a bag of feathery toffees and a great big high-heeled cake, and I've come for my supper. May I come in?" "Wolf, wolf, 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 wolf," shouted Rexy. "And some doggy treats for Rexy?" asked the girl. "Oh yes, of course," growled the wolf and handed them over. "Now can I come in?" "Well," said the little girl, giving the wolf her long, thoughtful look, "I still don't think you can be my grandma, because my grandma always carries a very large rock around with her, and she always has a big bunch of balloons tied to her tail." And saying that, she shut the door in the wolf's face. "Some grandmas are very strange," grumbled the wolf as he trotted back up the road in his high heels. "Grandma or not," he growled, "the next time I knock on that door, it's supper time for me." Grumbles! Grumbles! When the wolf got back to the forest, he found the biggest rock he could possibly carry. Then he staggered into town and found a balloon seller. He tied all the balloons to his tail. It was quite some time later that one very weary wolf came knocking on the cottage door, a large rock clasped in his arms and a big bunch of balloons tied to his tail. "Hello, little girl," he gasped. "I'm your grandma and—" "Why, hello, Grandma. How very nice to see you," said the little girl. "Do come inside and have a bite to eat." "Brilliant!" gasped the wolf. "Oh, but before you do, Grandma, do put that big rock down. It looks so very heavy." So the wolf let the rock go. And as soon as he did so, the big bunch of balloons tied to his tail lifted him majestically up into the sky. "Going so soon, Grandma," said the little girl. "What a shame." And she went inside to enjoy her tea of bread and honey, chocolate cake and yummy trifle. Up and up the wolf went, up above the trees, up above the forest, up and up until he was just a tiny dot in the sky. And even now, sometimes on a clear night, a strange shape crosses the moon, and if you're very quiet, you may hear the distant sound of grinding teeth and the rumbling of one very empty tummy. Distant, dark, cottage.